mask, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mask, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
I woke up, then I logged in to that Urban X where they be flexing with that blog in. Put it down, cause my little homie called in. Had to bail him out, he in trouble with the law again. Black skin can't win in the white world. Seen a brother kill his own kid for that white girl. We ain't wanna go to school, but we had to. Every February it was scary in them classrooms. Shimmy y'all, shimmy yay. Old dirty bastards can't own dirty slaves, so they own dirty masters. Black Dot found a pot as a youngin', broke it down for his son, and now he serve it to the masses.
Black mask, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mask, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
Urban excellence, a product of my residence. From 4 to 44, Obama was the president. I told mama I ain't trying to go to church. I'm like Adam, every Adam is a product of the dirt. And I've been reaping what he sowed. I got the product, got the dirt. And I can teach you what I know, but then you gotta put in work. You in trouble if you waiting on the government. I told my bro I make it out the hood, and that's a covenant.
Peace. Welcome back to the Urban X podcast. Thank you guys for joining us here today. We're your hosts. I'm Malcom. This is the artist formerly known as the Black Dot. With you guys in the building. What's good?
Super duper excited to be here this evening. I'm super hyped. Get ready to go on vacation.
Again, you see this, guys? Y'all see this?
Yes.
Y'all see this?
Last week wasn't vacation. We were working last week.
True that.
Right?
True that. Yeah.
Now, as a result of all that hard work, going on vacation, baby. You know what I mean?
What's good, everybody? What's
doing
good?
It big.
Shouts out to everybody we saw over the weekend. Super dope. At the Gathering of the Masses in ATL. We'll get to all of that stuff.
Yes, it's
next,
so much
when we
to
get back
cover.
from commercial. Yeah, we
so
got a
much
lot
to cover that we want to give it its proper, so we want everybody to get in the building because we got a lot to talk about. An amazing, life-changing weekend that took place. So shout out to everybody who participated. Big up Brother Rich and his family and his whole team for putting this thing in the universe and having people come out and support me. That's all I'll say for now, but we'll get into the details because it was magical the entire time.
So we missed Monday because we were tired coming back.
Oh.
So how was your week?
Oh, man, I'm just recovering now, bro.
Yeah,
I'm just recovering now, and so... super excited, but again, had so much fun, met so many people, connected with families as soon as we touched down.
Yep.
So everybody got a dose of us, and it really was dope. And now I'm starting to get my energy back because I'm going on vacation.
And then you're going on vacation, and you're going to have to recover from the vacation as well. See?
Yeah.
This guy's not serious, guys. This guy is not serious about this pod and stuff, guys.
I'm definitely going to have to recover from vacation, so.
That's not serious.
So,
let's do a quick roll call.
Yes.
And then we're going to get into some stuff, guys. We're going to get into
a lot of stuff to cover.
Shout out to Vegas, since you're going to be out there.
Shout out Vegas.
I saw Boston.
I see Florida.
Florida in the house. ATL was good. Columbus,
Baldwin
Ohio was good. DMV in the house was
Columbus,
good.
Ohio.
Naptown in the building.
Yeah,
San Diego.
Austin in the building.
Plainfield, New Jersey was good.
Hamden, Connecticut. Yes.
Oh, Vegas in the building. All right.
Wilmington, Delaware in the building. Gulf Coast in the building.
Shout out to Wilmington, Maryland, Greensville,
In the
Thank you
building.
guys. Thank you guys for joining us here today. So,
Quick
let's get
announcement.
into- Oh, okay.
We still do have Gathering of the Masters t-shirts available. However, I'm going on vacation. So as long as you don't need it right now, because the event is over, but if you want a commemorative item, place your order
Yo,
while
guys,
supplies last.
it was crazy because it felt like every third person I saw, they had a Gathering in the Masters shirt on. I'm just like, yo, and they will walk right past them, like not even know I just sold you that shirt.
Exactly,
just like, that's
especially
what's up.
day two. Especially day two.
Yeah, I was just like, that's what's up.
Yeah,
That's
we
what's
had
up.
the spot lit. We had the
We sure
spot
did.
lit.
We sure did. Like it was like our shirt was the merch of the event, so that was dope.
Super dope.
That's cool.
All right, you ready?
All right, yeah, let's get to some stuff, man.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So, I want to take everybody back a while to 2019. Okay, we had just ended the show on show 50, and then I want to say like a month later, the event when Nipsey Hussle got killed out in front of his place of business, that happened like a month later, right? And then we waited for a while because everybody was, posting their videos and stuff like that, and talking about what happened, and talking about this and talking about that. We waited for like a month, right? And we talked about it. I said, if we're gonna come back, we have to really give it up on what we think happened in this event.
Yes.
We did 3 parts, guys. We did 3 parts.
Yes.
And Dot broke down his theories as to what went on with all of the information that was available then. That was 2019, right?
That was our
Since
most
then-
watched, viewed video.
Yes, we had like 250,000 views. It's probably more now, right? So, fast forward, in those since then to now, there's been a few different little droplets of, putting the story back together and stuff like that. Blacc Sam does an interview with Big Boy, right? Who was that interview with?
Yeah, big boy.
With Big Boy, right? And in that interview, he talked about the event and he talked about what happened. And it was interesting because a lot of what you said back then, it is making sense now.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you were putting it together, like this, all the pieces were there. Wasn't really officially on the track, but now with Blacc Sam, Whack 100, other people just kind of talking about what is going on, it's all making sense. And yes, craziness. What did you think about the Blacc Sam interview?
I thought the Blacc Sam interview was powerful because when something of this magnitude happens to someone that you love with all your heart, it eats at you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's eating at him because he wasn't there. He's his big brother, right?
Yeah.
And he wasn't there to protect him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Him and his brother had already discussed the night before that they're gonna have to start moving different because of a series and a couple of situations that were changing the outlook of who they were. They were outgrowing the situation they were in.
Yeah.
And they had the night before discussed, we gotta start moving different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Blacc Sam goes to handle some of the business because they got some weed spots, whatever, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. Nipsey goes home.
Mm-hmm.
And Nipsey keeps his regular routine, gets up in the morning, he's opening up the shop, and then all of this pops off. And you can feel Blacc Sam trembling as he was recounting this story, Malcolm.
Yeah.
And he did his best not to just say who he felt it was, but
Right.
he just put the pieces there, which I had already put there, and I didn't want to say, even though somebody really close to the situation had already put me on to stuff, but I was not in position, and I'm not looking for clicks to come out and say, bro, here's the missing pieces. So
Yeah.
to hear Blacc Sam basically come out because it's eating at him, and we are in those moments of truth now where you're going to get direct lines to this type of information. And so that's what I felt. It's time now. He's ready to give it up and do with this information as you will, is basically what he's saying. Plus, he's got to think about his family's protection, his protection, because the streets out there and everywhere, it's a weird dynamic with dudes protecting the culprit, or the culprit is connected to forces and power that you may not understand unless you step back enough to go, oh, that's who he's protected by. And so then it all makes kind of sense, you know?
Yeah. So and then Whack 100, who I don't know, because if you guys can remember when Nipsey first got killed, right? And everybody was, Nipsey's a legend. Whack 100 was batting 1,000 when it came to defending Big U. I don't know if you guys remember that, right? He was going, Nipsey wasn't a legend. He's the legend. People need to respect him. And he pointing at Big U. You can go watch that Drink Champs interview, right? Now, I don't know what happened between then and now between those two guys, but now you have somebody else who's just as, I don't know if he's just as powerful as Big U is out there, but he has just as many industry connections to where he can get on any platform he wants to really and give it up as he sees fit. So that's what I find interesting right now. As far as like what between them two happened that now all of a sudden he's not a legend to you no more. Now you want to expose him for this thing.
And even exposing him, you got to be careful because you don't want to become a snitch, but what you want to do is leave enough breadcrumbs. Now remember, there was also a guy 2 weeks ago, about a month ago, on Whack 100's show who said, and I quote, he said he was on the phone with Nip.
Oh, Loose Cannon. That's
he hung up from Nip, and then he said, Big U called and said, did you hear what happened?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, what do you mean, did I hear what happened? I just got off the phone with Nip.
Yeah.
And then it comes out. So Big U allegedly placed that call before the work was put in. And Blacc Sam said this was a hit, bro. And he chronicled how Loose Cannon, what's his name? Shitty Pants, low ride pants. What's his name?
Shitty
Cuz.
Yeah.
Came through with no shirt on at first, right? And that was clearly to, because he know how they roll over there, to seem, not a threat.
Okay.
I'm just coming through. I'm naked, and then he goes into the alley and comes back out of the alley with a red shirt on, and ain't no red over there. You know what I mean? To try to make this look like a open and shut, situation, and put his brother down, and then he just had questions for where was the team? You know what I mean? How could you let? And see, where this thing gets complicated because a lot of those guys' allegiance is to the family as opposed to an individual. Because no individual is bigger than the family. Yeah. And Nip was starting to come into his own and be bigger than the family. And so chastisement is the order of the day. When you start getting into these organizations, so it don't matter if I like you, Malcolm. If the order has been placed, the order has been placed. You can tie that all the way back to Malcolm X. How many people in the Nation of Islam loved Malcolm, but the order of the day was what it was. And that's not to suggest that the FBI, the CIA, and the NSA wasn't all in on it. But they need vessels. They need Mr. Smiths you know what I'm saying, to carry out the final so that their hands remain clean.
Yeah.
You follow? And
Yeah.
so, and that's why I'm always asking you, Malcolm, how did we get here? How did Nipsey Hussle
Yeah.
get in a situation where he's naked? He ain't got the blicky on him. The people who's supposed to be holding him down have been distracted or doing something. Cowboy is doing some other shit, and he's left vulnerable and wide open for such an attack. Everybody in the hood knew immediately
Yeah.
where this came from, but
Yeah.
you can't say it. You can't say that. And so it has to be someone who's willing and able to say enough is enough. And when I'm always telling you that the spirit of the individual who has transitioned, especially in an event where you're shocked into a situation, right?
Yeah.
So he didn't have a smooth transition. He had a shock transition. So his essence might still be around there. And he wants justice. You know what I'm saying? And so it's eating at certain individual. This thing runs deep with street politics. And let's go to the night before with the DJ Khaled situation, right?
It wasn't the night before, but it was sometime
nights,
before.
A few nights before, Khaled shows up and
To do that video with John Legend
to do the video with John Legend and Nipsey, right?
and Nipsey. Yes.
And he's being pressed because you just can't come in the hood. There's a tax for that. You're not from here. You're not from around here. Then they got this okie doke thing they do, right? Where you pay for protection, and then the people who actually you pay for protection are the ones who set you up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, so they playing good cop, bad cop on you. And Nipsey, from what I understand, said that ain't happening right now. And so he went against the grain, and he stood up for Khaled because he's the one who was okaying him, and that's bad business, according to the hood politics. And so you could see how these things all, tie into a situation where it became clear what was going on here. I don't think the person who did it, if it is Big U, let's just call it what it is, right?
Allegedly,
Okay, let's hit that.
Allegedly.
Right?
Allegedly.
I don't think he anticipated the after effect of how revered
Yes.
Nipsey was.
Yes. I think he thought it'd just kind of be shocking in the hip hop world, but that'd be it. This'll blow over.
Right.
That caused such that's like, you know what I mean? You didn't anticipate that at all. And you know how you didn't anticipate it because like you killed him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody is feeding your hood.
Yes.
What is killing them doing other than just kind of stroking your ego?
Right.
Because he was on that podcast again, Big U alleged. He was on that podcast. This is not alleged. He said this. He was talking to him about. He was talking to I forget who about how long he had him locked in for how many albums.
Yes.
How Crenshaw, that's my brand. He's from Slauson. Crenshaw is me. I went to Crenshaw. That's my brand. I had him wearing that. And since he's passed, every time he talks about Nipsey, you realize how much he was extorting him.
Yes.
Which is crazy.
And he may have had some real incriminating shit on Nipsey. Let's just call it what it is. They all follow a very similar protocol, Malcolm.
Yeah.
And once they get that tape on you, you know what I'm saying? And I believe Whack 100 may have spoken on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Once they get that tape on you, that's really, it becomes very difficult to just walk totally away. Because you the bread and butter that keeps this thing moving on the street level. Now, we know Big U was receiving contracts from the government and all of that old kind of stuff, which is an oxymoron in all aspects to me. but unless you know what it is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So these confidential informants run amok and are green lighted or have the ability and green light certain things that they do that they can get away with as long as they turn in a certain amount of people on the street level to keep the machine going and keep people fed. Let's just call it what it is. Let's also not forget Nipsey was meeting the next day with who?
LAPD.
Roc Nation
Oh,
and the
okay.
police department.
Yes, that's right.
Right? Now,
Yes.
what is he meeting with the police department about and Roc Nation? We don't know. So this rabbit hole goes deep on who ordered this, where this came from, and the entire 9 yards. I just don't think they thought the effect that it had would be this great. And Big U stayed quiet as long as he could, but it tagged, nigga, you it. So now, you know, with Blacc Sam, because that's all most people was waiting for. You know, somebody from inside the mix to go, all right, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so here we are. And so I'm hoping that he receives the justice that he deserves. And it may or may not happen because, see, look, if you're going by the prototype, nobody from Tupac's death has served any time. That was 30 years ago. Nobody was charged for Biggie, so he might have just thought another rapper dead. It'll be 30, 40 years before my name come up in anything. But I keep telling y'all, we're in a different time now.
Yeah.
This thing is moving quick. So there is no more cushion of time. It's happening. We own it. Tag you it. And that's all I really have to say about that.
Yep. So these interviews, all that stuff will do you in, because the longer you talk, the more pieces just get put together, and the more. And I'm telling you, because I'm hearing stuff, and I'm just like, yo, I remember when that was a piece of the story. I just didn't understood where it fit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now I do. I'm just like,
And the person I talked to just told me straight up what it was.
Yeah, back then.
And I said, wow, okay. And I'm not from the West, right?
Yeah.
So I can't throw my shit in there just for likes and clicks. And you know what I mean? So you got to play your position in all of this.
Yeah, and there's politics, and there's a piece of the culture that you don't understand because you over here.
Absolutely.
Right?
All right.
All right.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So guys, yesterday or the day before, everybody's social security number got leaked, apparently.
Hold on, let's clap that up. I'm hoping they wipe my shit clean. Credit, all that shit. This wipe me straight clean.
Facts. Let's all just start over, man.
Because if you're using my shit, it's like practice. It's like, all right, there's nothing we have to gain here with Mr. Bowser. Just practice with his shit. Because now, me and Mama Dot was just saying before we came on the air, that might be how they bring in that new system, that new Bitcoin. Oh, everybody's shit has been compromised. We don't trust none of it no more. So the best thing to do is give everybody a 700 score. Start it over, baby. I'm going right to the Cadillac dealer. What? I got 750. That's my score, baby. Driving out with my shit.
That's what I thought too, because it was like the most like I heard the news. First off, wifey, she got an alert about her social like a day before like the news came out. So she was freaking out and stuff like that. So she's shutting off cards. So she's, you know what I'm saying? So she's doing what she needs to do. Then the news comes out. I send her the news clip. She goes, yo, that's crazy, right? But then I don't hear nothing about it. Like everybody's on the timeline going on as life is regular. Like nothing happened. Mm-hmm. Right? So I'm just like, yo, that's when you grow up, you talk like your social is you. Don't let nobody get this.
No matter what, that shit
My
stay
mama
in your
still got
mama
my
house.
social. Yeah, my mama still got my social.
That's right.
Feel me? So the fact that everybody just got leaked and these hackers, they never leaked they never hacked the right thing. I got student loans. I wish they erased those. They don't.
That's
They
how
don't.
you know it's the government doing all that shit, bro. They
Or
gonna keep the money rolling, and somebody in it just mentioned social credit. Yeah, that may be the new shit. Listen, everybody just got a new social credit based on your behavior. I don't know, because if it's all
Yo.
breached, I can't trust none of it. Creditors call me now. I'm like, who can you trust, sir? Who can you trust? My shit got breached. I know I owed you money. I paid that. Maybe it didn't come up in the report yet, but everything got breached. Who can you trust? Who can you trust?
Yeah, like and what sole iCloud did they have every American social security account
Yes.
that a hacker could just get all of that?
And if a hacker can get that, you ain't got a chance in the world anyway.
Come on. Yeah.
Your credit card, every time you dip your credit card or they just everywhere, bro.
So I saw another theory that our information was sold to another company because your information is very, very valuable. So,
Could be.
that could be something as well. So I thought about that as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
could be.
Everybody's stuff got leaked, man. That was crazy. And nobody is blinking an eye. Like everything is just going on
As usual. Fair enough.
So let's go into some more conspiracy right now.
Let's do that.
The day we flew into Atlanta, right? So I'm waiting for my flight. I'm in the airport. I see a report about a flight in Brazil that just came out the sky. Like it fell out the sky, right? Not the best news to read right before you're about to get in the plane. It's not. But first thing learning from you, who was on the plane, right? And we have a lot of our subscribers hitting me up like, yo, who was on the plane? And I'm just like, yeah. And apparently it was 60-something people. 64 people, I believe. They all died. But there was 8 scientists who specialize in cancer, right? Now,
Yes.
keep that there. And then a few days ago, I heard some reports about a new super cancer that is kind of making its way. How those fit, I don't know. I'm just here reporting it to you guys. I don't know. I'm just, could this be an all big coincidence? Absolutely. Could this be part of the plan? Absolutely.
And now,
Absolutely.
7 more scientists were supposed to be on that plane.
Yeah.
How did they get wind or something and not make the flight?
Yeah.
What are the odds of 7 other cancer scientists? And they're supposed to be specializing in the MNR,
mRNA.
the mRNA aspects of what's coming, and now the super cancer at the same time. Dude,
And-
no coincidence.
And I'll throw this in there as well. I believe Pfizer is trying to patent some other cancer treatments as well. Now you can look that up. I feel like I read that somewhere.
Follow the money.
Yeah.
In this realm, it's not hard to figure out who the planes just don't fall out of the sky, guys. I know y'all think that's a common thing. It is not. But the ends always justify the means. Steve Coakley, one of the first things he always taught, who's on the plane? And sometimes that information doesn't come out right away. And then you find out, oh, that's who was, they will take entire planes out of the sky. You know what I'm saying? To prevent information from getting, look, right before this COVID thing popped off, every holistic doctor damn near died. You know what I mean? All over the country, not just in the conscious community. It just was happening. What are the odds?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These people are
right.
very calculated in what they do. So when I hear 8 scientists on a plane, 7 didn't make it, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's very, very weird. But it's a lot going on at different times here that we just have to kind of stay abreast of because we get confused. You know what I mean? Presidential this, that's going on, bam, bam, bam. You know?
Yeah.
And pharmaceuticals are never going to allow you to science them out of their bread.
Right. Right now, the new thing is monkeypox is back. I don't know if you heard that.
That shit is back.
Yeah, the World Health Organization announced that as a health emergency, a global health emergency.
Somewhere
not
in
pandemic.
Africa, yes, it's supposed to be getting momentum, and so they're gonna run the same play, a different version of the same play.
Yeah, and Donald Trump, he actually got on. He said, like, what are the coincidence that now, right before an election, this is coming out? He says a way to, enforce lockdowns, vaccine mandates, even though he created, quote unquote, he took credit for creating the COVID jab. So that's, neither here nor there.
Mm-hmm.
But this, I don't, you want to think that they can't be that lazy, right? They can't think we're that stupid, right?
Malcolm, I always tell you, you give a lot of credit to people.
Yeah, true that.
And then you see some of the stuff that people are involved in, and you go, really? Really? Again, what portion of the population are they aiming for? You know what I mean? Think about that.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? So it's all in play here. It's all in play. And we're going into September. So we're going into the middle of the Jason months now.
Yeah.
Right? This thing is going to hit another octave. Believe me when I tell you, this thing is going to hit another octave right after Labor Day. It's on and it's popping.
All right.
Interesting stuff.
And then you can bet that something is going to happen in the entertainment world to kind of take our attention away from that.
Of course.
Because that's what happens.
Of
you know
course.
How that goes.
Yes. You better believe it.
Yeah.
Sure. Football is coming back.
Finally. Let's
right?
go.
So, yeah, you saying finally, but you getting ready to insert yourself right into the bullshit, right? Ooh, football is back. Oh, yum. Take my mind off this shit and get everything ready. Yeah.
Do that.
And the football season is usually the beginning ritual, the end ritual for them be the Super Bowl. So what do this first week, these first games with the Chiefs and the Ravens, you know what I mean? What does it signify? You know what I'm saying? And in terms of that, the Indians and these birds, you know what I'm saying? And Ravens, those are like birds that circle around when death is here.
Death, yeah, that's like, especially in movies and in TV shows, books,
Right.
like you see Raven, you think death. So,
Right. So what are we talking about when we start talking about the natives and these dead birds? What is that going to be to ignite the game that they're playing on another level that trickles down into your reality because of your participation?
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. So speaking of sports, Team USA got the job done in the Olympics.
All right.
Got the job done. And both men's and women's team, they both won, and they both beat France. So that was cool. America. Now my patriotism has worn off since the Olympics are over. So there's that. Oh, they said that was the first and last time breakdancing will be a part of the Olympics.
Clap that up.
That was, I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was.
Let's get into this shit. Okay? B-girl, Ray Gun, whatever the hell her name is, right? Shit she was doing out there I think I could have did better at 56 years old. I used to spin on my head. I still, you know. So, from what I'm understanding, first of all, that was the worst exhibition of breakdancing I think I have ever seen.
Yeah.
In fact, it looked like a parody or a comedy skit from Saturday Night Live. Like
No,
if you
absolutely.
just put it on, I would have thought that shit was a skit from Saturday Night Live, right? Let's stop there. But from what I understand is this. Australia is the governing body of the Olympics. Okay? Like where they make the rules, and she's from Australia. She has a PhD in breakdancing. Don't ask, Mac. I don't know what the hell that is. I have no idea. So she was in charge of putting together the tryouts and all of that in Australia, and she made her husband one of the judges.
Oh, okay.
And real breakdancers who showed up, knew they shit, you know, bang, bang, they lost in the and she happened to win. Right? And so she came out to represent, I'm giving y'all what I was told, the Australian version of breakdancing, and she got out there and she made a mockery of an art form that really started hip-hop. Well, it didn't start, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we get all the way, after 50 years of hip-hop, we get all the way to the apex where now this is a world competition. And she did that, and it blew the energy back down. It's part of a big ritual. You know what I mean? Because that was clearly the worst piece of breakdancing I have ever seen.
Cause you remember we were talking like prior to, we were like, yo, there's countries who've made breakdancing their own. Like the Asians, like they do a lot of like ill stuff. But I'm like, yo, the fact that wasn't even there. Like I didn't even see nothing like that. Like remember the Jabberwockies? I don't know if you guys remember them.
Now some people,
and I'm like
I forget who won the competition, but they were clearly worthy. She came in last.
Yeah.
All right.
So she has a PhD. So that means she has students. They can't listen to her now.
Well, obviously she's teaching this shit at some university or somewhere down in Australia or something.
She's gonna lose her tenure. She
that tenure's over. I wouldn't send my daughter to that goddamn class.
You
know what I mean? Or my son to no damn class like that. And so they're leaning on Crazy Legs right now to ask him, like, you know, what happened. And now he has to come out in front and say,
because he has something to do with that too.
I think when they was creating it, he was a part of it. You know what I mean? Like the governing body to say, I heard they're getting rid of that and boxing.
Really?
They're adding flag football and something else, from what I understand, but you never really know.
Yeah, why would they get rid of boxing?
I don't know. Maybe you know it's violent. I don't know.
So
no idea.
the woman who won gold, the one everybody said was a trans man.
Yes.
Is actually suing for cyberbullying. Elon Musk, J.K. Rowling, Logan Paul, a bunch of celebrities have been named in that suit as a result of this. So I'm of two minds, right? Because one, I say that's why you shouldn't jump out and say anything before you kind of know all details first.
Right.
A lot of them clearly didn't, and they jumped out. Huge platforms, huge followings. Elon Musk, you own Twitter, you tweeted something.
Right.
That's kind of crazy. Other mind is this sets a crazy precedence if this goes down, because cyberbullying, you get what I'm saying? Like if anybody could get caught for cyberbullying, then what constitutes as cyberbullying?
Right.
Like that can get sticky. And then she's from Algeria, right? So if I'm in America where free speech, and I say something on the internet to somebody that's from another country who doesn't allow free speech, do I get in trouble too? Weird.
Right.
I think it's
a
lot of
because I'm cyberbullied every day in the comment section.
Yeah, facts.
Can I sue? You know?
Facts.
People
Me
be
too.
hurting my feelings and shit. You know?
Yeah.
And side note, they was treating black folks like trash out in Paris.
Yes.
Like niggas in
Yes.
Paris.
Yeah. Can't wait to get that off. You can't wait.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hit Steph Curry's baby in the head and shit.
Oh.
And when LeBron blew that kid off, they just saw the optics, but he was calling LeBron a nigga. He was going, nigga, nigga. And LeBron was like, stop. And then he just walked into the club. And so they were treating them bad. But remember, them same people call Oprah Winfrey a nigga when she was getting in, trying to go into a clothing store or something. They was like, what's up, my nigga? And so that's the reverberating effects of the word nigga out of context. You know what I mean? When people in other places take things literally, right?
Yeah.
And they don't understand the nuance, context, entendres, all of the stuff that goes into it, which makes us magical because we determine the destination of words. I keep telling y'all that a double, triple, and let's say for Kendrick Lamar, a quanticiple entendre brings you to a point where based on where you are resonating, the doorway to go through leads you to your understanding. But you have multiple doors based on the multiple entendre, which leads you to a totally different destination. That's word magic. A lot of people who are not of the melanated capacity to understand are very limited and linear in their ability to use words and magic to open doorways and realities. They just go straight down the middle. And as a result, they come to a result that says, nigga. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so something to think about.
Yeah.
Okay, so
and
go ahead.
I was gonna say 2028, the Olympics is gonna be in LA, which I don't know how that's gonna happen because people already complain about the traffic in LA. They don't really have they don't have public transportation like that, or their public transportation people complain about, right? So they got 4 years to kind of get that infrastructure in place.
Ouch.
For
I tell you what they're gonna do. They're gonna clean all that homeless shit up.
Oh, absolutely.
They just gonna be coming by paddy wagging them people all up. It's gonna be clean out there.
Yeah.
So Malcolm,
Yo.
we're getting ready to go to a break. And so now I want to get into the gathering of the masters.
All right.
Now, great event. Let's clap that up. Rich did a phenomenal job. Black Magic 363, 10 out of 10, 0 complaints. Love all throughout the building. Would you agree, Malc?
Yeah, it was dope. Super dope. It was actually a great event, and for that to be the first time they had it there, it was no like major hiccups. Like, people was complaining about the long line, but it was packed out. So of course, be a line.
And I'm pretty sure there was some things happening behind the scenes, that Rich knows about.
But I didn't see that. So which was dope.
The fact the public didn't see it was great.
Right.
So I want to start this off by saying this. Have you ever held a fart for 7 hours?
7 hours, that's a long time.
Now the reason I say this is because it was so packed in there, right?
Yeah.
I had to hold my fart for 7 goddamn hours. I couldn't even go off to the side, Malcolm. And you know how you get on your phone, yo, Doc's over there taking care of business, let a few out. People were everywhere. People were coming up to us every single second of ever. It was no space to breathe and no space to fart, right? I saw a moment where I can get it out. Some dude walked by with his daughter. She was like 2 years old. I said, when they walk by, I'm going to let it go. and we'll just blame it on them. Like, damn, what the fuck's going on with this shit? Babies in here. Can't bring no babies
You're
in
staying
here.
on this fart thing a long time.
No.
Go
I'm
ahead.
setting this whole thing up, right? And so I let half the fart go because they went by too fast. And it pissed off the rest of the fart. The shit went back up into my stomach. I'm telling you, this is a true story. And
Oh
it pissed
God.
off the rest of the fart. And the fart was like, what we doing here, Doc? What the hell's going on? I'll turn this into a shark, motherfucker. This shit'll get real crazy, right? So if you ran up on me and I was sweating on Saturday, it was not because of the heat.
It was hot though.
It was because I was dying inside, all right? In fact, Yaki could have took that shit and turned that shit into a dissertation. See, Doc, when half the fart comes out and the other half doesn't, it sits in your intestines, and then it works its way back up through the lymphatic. You know it's got to work through the lymphatic, causing a combustion into, And so that's how crazy and how many people kept coming up to us, and it was super dope. Now, I'm just giving you the breakdown. I run into Hank Risenson. Now, I've known Hank for 30 years, Malcolm. 30 years I've known Hank. He's always been that guy. He's always got like a superatomic juice or some water or, some crystals. He runs up on me, and I kid you not, this is what he says. Hey, Doc, what's going on? Good to see you, man. He said, listen, man, I ran into this young guy, man, and he got these transmissions from these aliens, right? And they've created this tincture, this powder, Dot, and man, it has got me feeling amazing. This is all true shit. This is what he said. And I'm like, all right, Hank. So he tells me, because he got to give you a demonstration. He says, Dot, pick up the brick. So I picked up the brick, I put the brick down. Meanwhile, he's pouring this shit look like moon dust into this jug. He adds water to it, he's stirring it, and now he's saying, Dot, now drink this.
Yeah.
So I drink it. Now he says, pick the brick up. Now, you already know, in my mind, the brick is the same goddamn weight it was just 30 seconds ago. But I can't say that, Malcolm, so I gotta go, whoa, oh man, that brick, woo, I gotta use two hands. That brick is light, holy shit. Because Hank's my guy. He's strange, but I love him. Right? And so I do that, and then I'm thinking, all right, he's gonna hand me a bag of, powder to, no. The aliens had the wherewithal to have great marketing. So he pulls out a big-ass jug, like the same one you get from a GNC, a protein jug. Yeah. The shit got a label on the shit. The shit is FDA approved and shit. And I'm like, Hank, I love you, but you out of control, man. You are out of control. So I avoided Hank the rest of the night. I love Hank. Yeah. That's my guy. I also avoided Blue Pill, a.k.a. Chef Pablo, because he had cosmic kale with him.
Kale, yeah, the kale, yeah.
He had not regular kale. He had cosmic kale, which is like super kale. I don't eat regular kale. But the line was around the corner. The nigga had cosmic kale, atomic chickpeas, and super atomic asparagus and shit. And so I didn't want to eat none of that healthy shit, but the line was around the corner.
Steve Moss was good too.
Shout out his queen, Rashida. She is a star seed. She lit up the room. She's awesome, great personality. And if I had went back there, her Virgo, because she Virgo, she would have got me to eat that super kale. And I would have had to sit there and act like that shit was delicious. This shit is good. I can see, the greenness is working in the lymphatic and shit. So shout out the super kale from Blue Pill, but I stayed, but the sea moss was dope, right?
Sea moss was good. Mm-hmm.
Right. Now let's get to the speakers. I'm just painting the scene for y'all who was not there. All of the speakers did a dynamic job. All of the speakers held their own. They spoke their piece. They represented, you know what I'm saying, what they came to do. They all put in work. The people loved it, loved it, loved it. So I was super excited about that. Now, last point I'll make, Mama Dot, close your ears. Take your earpiece out. Take your hearing piece. This part ain't for you.
I feel like I know what you're about to say.
Malcolm, there was some honey shea butter biscuits and grits up in that joint.
Yeah, it was women in there.
It was OMG, my
Yeah. Yeah.
The honeys was listen, if you couldn't bag a honey in there, you have zero game.
Yeah.
Zero. All the buzzwords was there.
It's right there
I'm
for you.
feeling
Hey,
the
Hotep
vibration
sister,
between
hey,
us. The sacral plexal energy. I'm feeling aroused with deep inside your auric field. I mean, nigga, all you had, they was all just, and to be fair, for the ladies, niggas was in there too, everywhere. With
it was
jewels
two 7-footers in there.
2 7-footer niggas with crowns on. One nigga said he was a prince from Egypt and shit. He had wife and motherfucker might have. You could have had 2-3 wives in there, man. You could have left out there.
Yeah, you could have got away with that. Yeah.
2-3 wives, right?
Yeah.
You think you could take on 2-3 wives, Malcolm? No.
I could barely do one, man. Barely do one.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, right? And I was saying, and this is just me. I got about 7 or 8 minutes of some real good, passionate love. Like some real, like, who shit is this? You know, before my heart start pounding and shit, sweat start pouring down. And if Mama Dot get her big ass on top of me and the room go dark and shit, and it would just be crazy, right? Now, here's the thing, Malcolm. Here's the thing. If it's 2 of them, that ain't 16 minutes. Or if it's 3 of them, that ain't 24 minutes.
Yeah,
it's 8 minutes. So ladies, talk amongst yourselves and how y'all wanna work that shit out, right? Now,
How you want to divide this?
Now, Mama Dot is the queen. She can have the whole 8 minutes. You know what I mean? Girlfriend, you just got here. You really should be making me and Mama Dot a sandwich or something, or like clean up some shit. But if Mama Dot wanna be graceful, give her 5, give you 3, 3.5, and then we'll talk about it in the morning. And Daddy got to get some sleep. All right? Is that your king? Yeah, you know. But all of that was going on in there, and I say all of that to say that's the play-by-play of the most amazing weekend I think we've had in years. Yeah. So Mama Dot has put together a pictorial in honor of the gathering of the masters, to give Rich his flowers, and to lay all of that out. So that was my segue into this. And so Mama Dot, when you're ready, let's do it.
All right, we'll be right back.
If you can count to four, you can do this, y'all. It's all fours. Remember what we talked about?
And we're back.
And we are back. I hope you guys enjoyed that.
Yes, yes.
Rich did an amazing job. And so many people came up to us just to thank us for our service and what we do. And it that really touched me. All
Yeah, I feel like
walks
a
of life,
celebrity.
young people, old people.
Yeah.
It just was, it really was amazing. And, you know,
Amazing.
amazing. And
Somebody, Jacob said either that is hella short or Mama Dad is pretty tall. Both.
a little bit of both.
Little
She
bit
had
of both.
them she had them heels on too.
Yeah, a little bit
She
both.
put them heels on, go over dot. Shout out the UX90. We didn't forget about y'all.
Yes.
Hold on. Next
Yes.
break, we'll get into
Yes.
that. But the UX90 showed up, showed out. Our morning group flew in from everywhere, and we'll talk about that before the next break comes. But
Yes.
let's get back to some of these stories, Malcolm.
All right.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So, in good news, the show Supercell got renewed for a second season on Netflix. So
Oh,
clap that
nice.
up. Clap that up.
I think that's
Great.
dope.
Yeah, great show. Really interesting concept, and I think they did it well. It wasn't a lot of. I didn't see really any pandering. You know what I mean? Like how black shows usually do. It was just very well written, well acted. So I'm glad that they got another season.
And the fact that it dealt with the blood, you know, that's
Yeah.
a critical component of who we are. And,
Yeah.
and so I'm really looking forward to them taking it to the next level and expanding upon the story. And if you haven't seen it already, it's only 6 parts for the first season. Bang those out.
Yeah.
Bang those out.
Really good. So but in other like streaming news, right? So Disney is being sued for wrongful death, right?
Yes.
Somebody at one of their resorts was allergic to something. He asked the waitress if it had that allergen in it. They said no, it did.
Yes.
He died, right?
No, his wife died.
Was it the wife?
I think it was the wife.
Okay, so the wife died, right? Somebody died.
Right.
The family is suing Disney as a result. Disney now is saying that because they agreed to the terms and conditions for Disney Plus that they are subscribed to, that they can't be sued for wrongful death.
Say that again, Malcolm, because I don't think people understand what you just said.
So the Disney is alleging that because these people are they agreed to the terms and conditions to Disney Plus to watch shows and movies on Disney Plus, that they are unable to sue for wrongful death.
Because,
Now,
go ahead.
some more in here real quick. They're only suing for $50,000.
Yes.
This multi-billion-dollar conglomerate that is Disney is trying to snake this family out of $50,000, knowing that they were dead ass wrong because she said she was allergic to that whatever that food was.
It was a
And they still
peanut
gave it to
allergen and something else, which led her into convulsions and cardiac arrest, and she died. Either her or the husband. And they was only suing for $50,000.
$50,000.
And because they got a free membership, if memory serves me right, like a free trial membership, and they agreed to the terms, that's the most bizarre thing I've ever heard. So now you're gonna have companies putting stuff in their terms of agreement that you can't sue them no matter what if they, are liable for something. They're gonna start pulling up their contract agreement that you just scroll through and you don't even read that. Nobody reads that shit. You just
Right.
agree and keep it moving. This is precedence for something. So I don't think it's the $50,000 that's the issue. I think they're trying to set a new precedence with what they can get away with because you're watching their TV shows. What the hell does that have to do with me being on your resort and someone feeding me something that I'm allergic to that I told them I was allergic to?
So what's gonna happen now is everything we do, every place we go now is gonna have some type of terms and conditions that you agree to. As you said, this universe is based on agreement.
Yes.
Everything you're going to agree to everything now. You're going to have no choice because you want to watch Disney. Even though Disney is not that important, right? But that's what's gonna happen soon. And if this goes through, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. First of all, I would have sued for $50 million.
Oh yeah. You know what
I mean? 50,000 is not even gonna cover the damn hospital bills.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And so I don't know what that's all about. That's a whole nother story. But if they let them win this case, Disney, you can forget it. Because I done signed 30 agreements every time I add an app to my phone or get the new upgrade or dude, what rabbit hole does that open up? Disgusting.
Exactly.
You know?
All over 50,000. That's crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
So hit the button.
You're listening to the sounds of Urban X.
Rest in peace to Famous Amos.
Famous Amos, bro. I'm having a Mandela moment. I thought he passed away already, just me.
Okay.
So deepest condolences to Famous Amos.
Wally Famous
and
Amos.
So, but I could have swore he was already deceased. But obviously in this timeline, he's not.
In this timeline.
That's the only way I can think about it. Is Jimmy Carter still alive?
Yeah, he is.
He is?
Yeah.
I could have swore he was gone.
Nah.
All right? And so Famous Amos was on my mind recently because Steve Canal, he does a lot of businesses or, helps a lot of small businesses out. He was running this campaign and they're giving away $100,000, I believe, to a small business owner.
Yeah.
And he's one of the judges. And so that was the last time I heard Famous Amos' name, and that was just 2 weeks ago. And so condolences out to him and his family. And so, yes, them cookies are smashing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 88 years old.
Yes.
Oh, did you guys hear about this with the Ford vehicles now?
What's the deal? They're gonna be ratting on you?
Yeah, they're gonna be. So basically, in all Ford vehicles from 2025 on, they're gonna have some technology in it where it'll notify police about your driving habits. Like if you're speeding, if you wilding out, it'll notify local police that you're doing that.
Okay, can you disengage that?
I'm not sure.
You have to be able to disengage that because that's a violation of my privacy.
Unless you agree to the terms and conditions that you want to drive that
you
car.
agree to the terms and condition, but you don't have to because I just saw a report that your car is already reporting on you. It's already, the minute you get in your car and you download the app that goes with the car.
Yeah.
There's terms and agreements there, and they can sell you information. They're watching how fast you go. This is the next step in a super controlled environment. Because now my car is snitching on me.
Yeah.
He's out of control. Every morning he speeds through. Because then they could just start sending you tickets. But you went above the speed limit. Even though I have a reason to go above the speed limit for whatever, So, yes, this thing is getting out of control. And if you can't knock that off, then I wouldn't buy a Ford. And I was thinking about getting a new one, too. I like Ford. Durable. Nothing fancy about them, but they're durable.
Everybody in Delaware got Chevys. Like, everybody out here got Chevys.
Oh, okay.
Everybody, yeah. But, Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
That's bananas.
I had another interesting story about cars. It'll come back to me. We gotta talk about Dame's 33% in Reasonable Doubt. So
Yeah.
he's being forced to sell it. They are putting it up for auction, starting at like $1.5 million or something to that effect, right? So Jay-Z's team sent out a notice saying whoever buys it, you only gonna have access to it to I think 2032,
2031.
2031, and then all of those rights return to him. So basically, like, have your fun now. Whatever you're gonna do with 33% of it, do what you got to do, and after in 6 years, it's gonna come right back to me. What do you
Because
think
I
about
believe after 35 years, the artist has a right to buy their material back. And that would be the 35-year mark, because that came out in 96.
Yes.
So I believe that would be that mark. And he's shitting on Dame like crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so the war continues, and I just think it puts Dame in a bad situation. Now, Dame really should just save it now. I mean, but he's being forced to sell it, right?
He's being forced to sell it, yeah, because he lost a lawsuit and they're liquidating basically.
He's just in a bad situation, because if he could save it, when it got to that 31-year mark, he would still be the owner of it because he's the original owner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or does his 33% go back to him after that year?
I thought about that.
I
thought about that.
Thinking about that as well, you know?
Yeah, because I'm like, if we all owned it from the beginning, it was us from the beginning.
Right.
How does it go back to Jay-Z?
Right. And does somebody with a lot of money, are you willing to buy it knowing that in 7 years, it's not going to have any value to you?
Yeah.
You know, how many times can you flip it in that 7 years?
And it's starting at $1 million. So you
Could go
might
up
get
to
it for
10 million.
more, and you might not even get a return off that 33%. So
Absolutely.
he actually just destroyed the bidding for that.
He did. Purposely,
yeah. So
He purposely did
just
that.
he could probably just come in and just kind of buy it, which he probably just should anyway.
Buy it low, and it's his.
Yeah.
You know?
So
Interesting stuff.
Did y'all hear about Rock Nation Distribution Services for independent artists?
No, is
No, I
that
did not.
a new service?
So how does that work when I can just put my song up on DSPs by myself? Like, what do I need a Rock Nation for?
Well, maybe Rock Nation is going to provide marketing and other things that go along with you putting your song up independently. That's what I'm assuming, because all of them distro kids, they all getting a bad reputation now. A very bad reputation of robbing the independent artists, and not a lot of independent artists are doing well. And so it's boiling back to putting you in a position when you need the very people you was fighting against. So now you leaning back towards Rock Nation independent, or Sony independent, or UMG independent.
But these record labels, like these legacy industries, they're just not doing it anymore.
Right.
Like, we're watching the turnover. Like today, Subway sandwiches, they had a emergency meeting today because sales have been plummeting and stuff like that. And they could very well close because one, they're greedy. Like, all these companies, like all of what you're seeing, I'm gonna say it till I'm blue in the face, is greed. All of them. Greed, bro. Every one of them. Like, sandwiches were $5. $5 foot long. That was a jingle, a whole jingle, and now they're $14. What happened?
That's ridiculous. Why? Because I told you, the shareholders now are the monsters. Those are the ones they want their pockets laced at your expense. So the whole capitalism system wasn't supposed to, as it was originally designed to be, about that. But the minute you got these shareholders and they're pressuring you to make more sales, Because why does a meal at McDonald's that used to be $6 for the whole meal,
Yeah.
$14,
Yeah.
$15?
Yeah.
You know? And so, with that being said, it's nothing but greed. So
Yeah.
you can explain it. It's going to force people, it's weird, it's going to force you to stay home and cook.
Yeah.
And even the bags of groceries is
Yeah.
especially if you're coming out of Whole Foods.
Yeah. Yeah. I
You
told
come out of
Noble.
Whole Foods and, you know.
I asked him if he had McDonald's money the other day.
Who Noble,
saying?
right? Yeah,
Yeah,
you got that kind of money?
Yeah,
Shit.
I asked him. I was like, "Yo, you got McDonald's money?
Better get these Purdue nuggets at home, nigga. Shit.
These Dino Nuggies."
These Dino Nuggies, nigga, with the 100% white meat, motherfucker. You better get those and throw the McDonald's dipping sauce out there on his ass. And he be like,
No, yo,
"Alright."
yo, yo! I promise you, me and Avery, we talked about this. Like, I want to buy a bunch of these stores, like packaging,
Yeah.
just to throw because that's all he knows. He
knows the
don't-
packaging.
He just know the packaging. I just need to get through that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Eddie Murphy and shit talking about an egg. You making an egg McMuffin. I asked for, boy, I don't know no goddamn egg McMuffin. Go in there and get me the ground beef, get me a egg and some green peppers. Shit, green peppers, shit is popping. Grease coming
man.
all out that shit. Yeah, I'll make you a burger better than McDonald's. That's what it's gonna boil down to.
Yo, side note, right? So during the event, the Gathering of the Masses, I got really, really hungry, right? Obviously, but it's only vegan food around. So I had some food. I forget the sister's name. Food was really, really good. And it filled me up, but I didn't get the itis. So that's what I appreciated them for.
No.
First day.
The vegan food is designed not to give you the itis.
Yeah,
I
so
just
like
got
I was
finished telling
good.
you, people had the super kale
Yeah.
and the cosmic peas, and you could eat it and still function.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
listened to Yaki's whole dissertation, and then I went to Bojangles and discussed it over bullet points. Listen, that point he made about that was a joke. We didn't do that. But you understand my point. So that's the whole purpose of it is to not rob you of your energy, but add energy. Because if you went outside and got a turkey burger or something, that was your ass. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
You know?
You feel, God, man, son.
Oh man, you got to roll over. So shout out to those who were making the real homie with the cheesecake. He out of Philly. I forget the guard's name. He out of Philly. He make these
yes.
cheesecakes. You know what I mean? All vegan. You know what I mean? It was dope. I met a lot of
Really
good
cool.
people. Shout out my man. What's my man's name? It'll come back to me.
Okay. Here's the story. We got beef in the streets. We got podcast beef in the streets, Dad.
We got podcast beef?
Podcast beef. Another father and son podcast is claiming that they the number one, that they the first father and son podcast at that. I ain't
How
like
long
that.
they been out?
I don't know. Not longer than us.
How many shows they got?
Not as many as us.
So what we talking about?
2 Chainz and his son Halo. It's beef. It's on site.
Oh yeah, two Chainz. Wow.
On site.
I like 2 Chainz too.
You know what I'm saying? I could take his son.
How old is his son?
Like 6. I could take him.
Okay, yeah. we taking him down. Now,
You know what I'm saying?
shout out 2 Chainz and his son. I think it's amazing. More father and son podcasts need to come out. Mother and daughter podcasts. Just show the family dynamic. I think that is super dope. So shout out.
Yeah.
I think I can take 2 Chainz and rhymes too, Malcolm.
I think so.
Yeah, I think I can
think
put
so.
some bars together. I like them, but I can take them down. Take them down.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's on site. It's on site. But their dynamic is fun to watch too, actually.
I'm gonna keep my eye on it. I'm gonna keep my eye on it. Shout them out. You
Might
know?
get your pocket saying, yeah, because 2 Chainz, he's tall, bro. He's tall, bro.
Oh no, he's definitely. I didn't say I could fight him. I said I could beat him in some rhymes, nigga. We ain't gonna fight, nigga.
All right, so
Yep.
let's get to some more stuff.
You're listening to the sounds of Urban X.
All right, so interesting story. I'm a little confused by this, guys. So, do you guys remember what is the brother's name? Christopher Dorner. You guys remember him?
Yes.
Do you guys remember him?
Yes.
His gun just reemerged at another crime scene.
A crime scene of $1 million heist. How is that even possible?
Now, the situation happened how many years ago? It was like 5-6 years ago at this
No, that
point,
was
right?
longer than that. Shit.
Yeah.
Maybe before we started this podcast. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Somebody in the
Think so.
chat will tell us how long ago it was. But yeah, his gun that he used to let off made its way back on the street. Again, Malcolm, but this is not uncommon because the corruptness in the police departments.
Yeah.
They're recirculating them guns. They recirculate them drugs. You know, the police is one of the biggest gangs on the street. Call it for what it is.
Yeah.
And you join the police department, you know, wet behind the ears, and you really want to change things, and you either get assimilated into that system or
Yeah.
you quit.
They
Right? Because it ain't no middle
2013.
ground in them police departments.
Yeah.
Right? You either win
Right.
or you mind your business, and you know, because it is what it is. So all of them guns and drugs, and you can get a police escort trafficking humans, and they the biggest gang, and they just use the regular gangs to get closer to the streets
Yeah.
when they need to, if they need to touch somebody. That's all. Look up the Larry Davis story.
So this happened in 2013. That happened longer than that. God. Damn.
Yeah, long time ago.
Because when I read this story, I was like, I know the name. Like, it didn't like click right away. Then I'm like, his gun. Like, how the hell did that happen?
Yeah.
Reselling guns, out of the evidence, to, lock her, sell that back.
Exactly.
That's easy.
And no telling how many bodies is on that gun now.
Yeah.
10 years, 11 years, that shit might have been crimes
Yeah.
all over the place. People get rid of it. So yes, I am not surprised.
Okay. All right. So before we go to commercial, what's up with your man Tyrese?
Maybe he wanted to pay homage to Marvin Gaye, I guess. And so he does his enactment of the national anthem. And yeah, I have no other explanation for it. I don't know. Is that like a fake beard or real beard? I have no idea.
It looks fake. I was
fake.
very confused as to what that was
And
about.
why during that time? See, was it the anniversary of Marvin Gaye's passing? I don't know. I don't know all of the details. Ani Asori is going to, I think, break some of that stuff down because he did do some geometry on the initial picture. So I'm pretty sure he'll have all of the details on why that happened now, what it means, Cowboys and Rams, the Baphomet. It's a lot that goes into it,
Okay. I was confused.
Yes.
All right. We'll go to yes, it's time for another commercial.
Okay, so with all that went down during the Gathering of the Masters weekend, in our morning meetups, what we come to find out was that most of the people from our morning meetup was showing up and showing out at the Gathering of the Masters. And so every week as we did more mornings, because we meet on Sundays, more and more people said they was coming and they was gonna show up. And lo and behold, when the event popped off, walking through the door was member after member after member of our morning meetup. And Saturday was amazing, just actually putting my arms around so many people who we've been watching on the screens for so long. We felt like we know these people personally because this October 1 makes an entire year. We started with 90 straight mornings, Malcolm. 90 mornings straight, whether it was a holiday, weekends, and in that 90 days, transformations took place within all of us. You know, we committed to that. We had the journal that kept us moving along of great affirmations. We got people had breakthroughs telling their whole story. So what we decided to do was on that Sunday, we decided we were going to have the morning meetup live
in person
at a restaurant. So because we're not from there, we couldn't get too intricate. We chose IHOP, an IHOP that was closest to the event. And Mama Dot booked this for 20 people, 25 people tops. We said, At the end of the day, about 45 people from our morning meetup showed up.
Yeah. People just kept coming in. I was just like, yo.
We shut IHOP down. All kind of people kept showing up. My man Asham showed up. He didn't even come to the gathering of the masters. He flew in that morning for breakfast.
No, the day before. He flew in the day before and then left that day after breakfast.
Right. I think he flew in that morning, but I could be wrong.
You are.
But he left. He didn't even stay for the gathering of the masters. Him and his queen showed up. They had breakfast with us, and they left. That kind of commitment I will never forget. So shout out Asham and his queen. We had people flying in from Afghanistan. Yeah. My man Troy Benz flew in from Afghanistan. We had a young brother. What was the young brother's name? Miles. His family drove him from Tennessee or Memphis just to come and hang out with us. And he was a part. We had people flying in from Vegas, St. Louis. People were flying in. People from Atlanta who lived there showed up, and they showed out, and they showed us the kind of love that I will never, ever forget. I thank you. I love you all. And so this tribute, this commercial break is for you.
Church need new windows. God is good, but God ain't a mechanic. God ain't a hardware worker. God, you know, so no, I only kidding. You guys dig in, enjoy every day.
And we're back.
And
You guys enjoyed that
we are back.
as we enjoyed it.
Most
That
of
was
them
like-
people we met for the first time.
Yeah,
there.
it was incredible. I said there to the people who were there, it was an idea that we just had, and to see it turn out to that moment was actually like it was surreal to see. So
Yes.
thank everybody who came out. And
Thank
if that's
you.
not a commercial to get your membership, I don't know what is.
I was getting ready to say, so you want to be a part of something special, something that's genuine, something that's unique. We meet every Sunday. And then the last Sunday of the month, the fellas meet by themselves, the ladies meet, and we cover real topics in which no judgment. You don't have to be Moorish, you don't have to be Christian, you become as you are. And you sit down and we do some amazing things. I want to shout out the waiters who did an amazing
God.
job. My God.
Apologizing to them.
There's a lot of energy in there. Malcolm
Yeah, I
even
kept
said-
saying, yo, thank you. Yo, sorry for this. Sorry, we didn't know.
Malcolm
Sorry.
said he saw
I
a
can't
white
apologize.
father and his daughter look in and turn around.
And then
he
walk
was
out.
Like,
Yeah.
Not today. We will not be eating that high hop today, Sally. Not today.
Yeah.
And
was
again,
funny.
we just took it over. They were patient with us. Some people ate, some people didn't. Some people just wanted to be there to hang out. And it was all amazing. And I would advise you to get that membership, because for what it is that we do, this ain't a get-rich thing. This ain't no grift. This is how we stay afloat and give you this type of, quality content that we feel is quality. And we always need that help. So, yeah. Awesome.
Awesome. Amazing. Thank you guys again.
Thank you again.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Okay, let's get to some Mo stuff. Talk about MIA.
Yes.
Former singer.
The former singer has coming out with a clothing line that blocks Wi-Fi and 5G. So some kind of material she's using in her clothing will block that. Now, why is that important, Malcolm? It's important because our hoteppers, right, and conspiracy theorists 4 or 5 years ago was saying that the Jibbity jab had some kind of technology inside of it that could be harnessed or activated with 5G, and they looked at us like we was crazy. But that's what our teachers were telling us. Now, I've heard more bizarre stuff in my life, so I didn't flinch and think it was too far-fetched. So why now do you need clothing to block that if that stuff doesn't affect you? Even Yaki said you should turn off your Wi-Fi and all of that stuff, because when you're asleep, the Wi-Fi is still working. You know what I mean? And it does have a 5 and 6 and 7G technology that's messing with your biological structure. You know what I'm saying? We live in a weird time now that is, there's a web over this planet of all kind of signals and things going on. So kudos to her, because I remember somebody was coming out with a hat that had the kind of technology in there to block that. So that stuff is important. The ELF frequencies and all that stuff that's coming. So now when you have to start wearing clothing, this is how bad it's gotten.
And it's interesting because the media tried to paint her out as crazy a while back.
Yes.
Remember, she had a couple hits when she came out.
Yep.
And then I think she got pregnant, and then they tried to make it seem like
Didn't she get
was
pregnant
crazy.
by a CEO who then tried to make her seem crazy because she wanted her kid back? And she blamed Jay-Z for that. She said
did.
Jay-Z
Yeah,
stopped taking
she
her
did.
calls and something and left her out there to dry. Those were her words, not mine.
Yep. Speaking
Yep.
of getting pregnant and people thinking you're crazy, Lauryn Hill Lauryn Hill. So
Yes.
Praz just released a diss record and in which he kind of got at Lauryn Hill, and Praz should never rap again. But
Yes.
he has more pressing things to worry about. Mm-hmm. I don't know how people forgot about that. Like, that was crazy.
When she tried to get out ahead of the story last week and say it's canceled not because of her, but because of, of the semantics of something, I knew because if it walked like a duck and quacked like a duck, it's a goddamn duck. Yeah. When you start having the reputation of being late at every show and going in on your band and you don't want people to look you in your face, that creates disharmony. You cannot be in disharmony with the people who are doing the music because y'all have to be on one accord, right? And I knew it was just a matter of time before him or Wyclef just came out and said, I can't deal with her. I just can't. Just can't deal with this shit. Because there's only but so much shit you can deal with. Now, y'all can defend her, and I'm not talking about her music or what she put down. You can't live off legacy. The legacy is solidified. We know what she did. And they say she's coming out with another studio album. I'm curious to see how it's going to sound when that original vibration was created by the synergy of a bunch of people who did not get their credit in the first place. What made Motown and all that so dope, Malcolm, is that they were all in the same place, all on one accord, all in one spot, giving it all up. The energy is not the same no more. You just can't fly tracks in and sing over the tracks and expect it to have the same energy. So I'm curious to see how this is going to break down. Now, I'm not saying Wyclef couldn't have used the money.
Oh, they all could use, well, especially Prize. That's probably why he's so pissed, because he's trying to get affairs in order before he go to jail.
Yes.
That's probably why he's pissed.
But his bars, he says something about, I told Wyclef, something about, I don't care how much money is left, or something to that effect. You know?
Side note, I just watched the Bob Marley movie. Incredible. Incredible. I don't know who had anything bad to say about that movie. That movie was incredible.
I agree.
I love it.
I concur.
Love it. That's just a side note, but
Yes. Very good movie.
Yeah. Just a side note. I was like, who had something bad to say about this? I wanted to talk about this Anthony Collins story. So Anthony Collins, I'm gonna get this story for you guys. Black man from Jersey. He punched a man. He got sentenced to 3 years in prison, right? And this is after he punched a white man who hit his wife with a bike and repeatedly called his children the N-word.
Yes.
Now, some backstory. The guy had been harassing him, his wife, his children for months. Okay?
Yes.
And when he hit him, he didn't die for weeks until weeks later because he refused to go to the hospital to get checked out.
Right.
The prosecutors still decided to charge Collins with murder, and Collins being a black man, afraid of the justice system, he thought they were going to railroad him, so he took the plea deal instead. Sad. Very sad story.
Very sad, but I understand, first of all, it's two streets, right? Fuck around and find out. And that's where that white man, he crossed that street right there. He was on the corner of fuck around and find out. And obviously, he had kept harassing the families, only but so much a black man is going to take, right? You trying to intimidate his family, then you hit his wife with a bike. You lucky, he's lucky. Now we have a black man who doesn't want to go up against a jury of that white guy's peers. You know what I mean? And they turn this highly melanated man into the bad guy, and he could face 15 years. Or something to that magnitude. So he felt the best thing he could do is just take the 3 years. His family, they'll be there to hold him down. And he'll get out and for good behavior, maybe too. And that just put him in a tough position, because I'm not sure what I would have did in that situation. Now, if the justice system was fair, that's different. You fight that and you present your case, But since when for a black man, it's fair. So, it is a sad story.
It is crazy because, again, like, you protect your family, right? He didn't kill him, or like he didn't shoot him.
Right.
He didn't stab him. He punched him, right? And then it wasn't like he died immediately of impact. Weeks later.
Yeah, the white man refused medical attention at the moment.
Yep.
Then went home and a bunch of things. And then weeks later, as a result of the fall, I guess. Yeah. And they label it a homicide. Real sad situation.
Very
sad.
Get your questions ready. We're supposed to be taking questions now.
Yes.
Get your questions ready.
Because I'm going on vacation.
So that means no show on Monday.
No show Monday, no show Thursday. Shit. Might not be a show the next Monday. This motherfucker. Shit. Because then I'm coming back from Vegas, and then if I hit out there, Malcolm, like if I come up, this shit is over. I don't give a fuck, nigga. Shit, I'll be fuck that show. Man. I ain't got time for that shit, nigga. I'm up now, nigga. Yeah.
I'll be around for some popcasts. I'll be around for some pop-ups.
Yeah.
While they are out gambling, okay?
Yeah. Ain't no shame in my game. I get real niggerish. Shout out to my parents on August 6th. They celebrated 75 years married.
God damn.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, hold on. I hit 2 buttons at once. Now I gotta drop a bomb to them. 75. They've been married longer than I've been alive.
Please.
75 years. Man, that is an amazing feat. My birthday's today. Shout out. Leo in the building. Amir Jet. Happy birthday.
It's almost over for y'all. For y'all Leos, man.
Yeah, Leos. Y'all got one more week with this before the greatest sign of all time.
You heard it.
Makes its emergence. Yeah.
You heard it here. Also, guys, again, if you want some merch to commemorate the Gathering of the Masses, visit shopurbanx.com. Get yours. Absolutely. Dotson, give me your college football prediction. Ooh, I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea. I have no idea.
Ask Eli, you talking about college football?
College football, yeah. I think Miami goes 11-1 this year. 11-1.
Okay.
Ride with them. Dion got into it with a reporter at CBS, I believe.
Over?
I don't know. I think they ranked them last or something like that.
Oh, okay.
In their conference.
Listen, the proof is in when you hit that field.
Yeah. Oh, drink champs with Buju. So Buju was getting some flack about his comments on Afro beats in comparisons to reggae and dancehall.
Well, I'm not all the way up on the Afro beats community, but I know Buju, and he was saying that the music should be rooted in revolution. It should be rooted in upliftment, and I'm not one to say that that's not what it is, because I don't know.
So here's the thing. I think Afrobeats, as far as here in America, is fairly new, right? Mm-hmm. And I think as it's new, it's still like gaining its identity. One thing I will say is, in comparison to hip hop, in comparison to a lot of even dancehall right now, it's more fun. It's more safe.
It's because it's still light, light and new.
It's about having a good time, right? So I would say that in comparison to where hip hop is with drill and stuff like that, and a lot of dancehall, like, a lot of the gun tunes out there, like, it's, Now,
again, this is Buju Banton we're talking about.
Absolutely, he's certified.
So, from his perspective, he wants more. I can't knock it. I like what I'm hearing in terms of the energy. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So maybe as it builds, now that America has its hand on it, there will be nothing revolutionary about it. Because America is not about revolution. They're about party and bullshit. And so they've turned the most revolutionary hip hop into what it is now. So they are not going to allow an African energy that's revolutionary to invade their frequencies. So they're handpicking their artists that they want, who want to come to America and bask in America's glory, and they're, you know, setting it up because that's the next energy stream that's coming through.
Got you.
Somebody asked me about B Stinger, who got back with Africa Bambaataa.
What? Record scratch? What?
Yeah, well, there was an event in Crotona Park last week because Pepsi, a female Zulu queen, maybe the highest Zulu queen out, she recently passed away, and I believe they were in the park commemorating her life and legacy, and Africa Bambaataa showed up. I believe this was the first time he showed up in public after everything that has gone down, and B Stinger, Ron Savage, was there. And so it created a moment in which they had a chance to get face to face and work out whatever their differences was. And then B Stinger showed up on somebody's show, I forget who it was, and he tried to clean up some things by saying when he did get with Bambaataa, what Bambaataa didn't know was B Stinger had a fake ID or something crazy. And he is now forgiven Africa Bambaataa for what has happened to him. And then that sent off Hassan, because people was calling him, and I saw him on Lord Jamal's show.
He was on Lord Jamal's show. I didn't watch it. I just saw it.
And say he will never bow down to any of that craziness. And he was on Star's show last night as well.
Oh my
and
God.
so he was trying to clean up. Now, here's my take on this. B Stinger can do SECs how he pleases. I think B Stinger does suffer from some mental imbalance. That's just me. And if he does, how much of this can he be held accountable for? Because Stockholm Syndrome is forgiving, right?
Yeah.
The people who abused you.
Yeah.
And that is not as uncommon as you think it is. And so I don't know how that brings Africa Bambaataa back into the mix amongst the people. Maybe he was testing the temperature to see if, because they was like, put your hands together for Africa Bambaataa. Two people was like, I said, put your hands together. It damn near forced people to clap to that shit because people was confused. And so, stay tuned for the rest of that. But again, I never put much stock into, I don't know B Stinger, but I didn't put too much stock into it because in his journals, he mentioned that he was receiving therapy. And so anyone who's receiving therapy because of such a traumatic event, you know, how much can you rely on them to now stand on their square and recount their story? And so that's my take on that.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Okay. All right, guys.
Any other questions?
Yeah. Oh, shout out to Doggy Diamonds, man. He shouted us out on his show like right before we left to Atlanta, and he did a big one. So he really shouted us out. So shout out to Doggy Diamonds.
That's my guy. I appreciate what Doggy Diamonds has done. When I first started the podcast, he was the first person I called, and he gave it up on how, and it wasn't even a podcast for us. It was a podcast for Eli. You know what I mean? And he just led me in the right direction. And so, shout out to God.
Real quick, somebody, Beat King from Houston passed away, apparently.
Who?
Beat King? I'm not familiar.
I'm not familiar, but condolences. I'm not familiar with Beat King.
Oh, Colin Kaepernick. Yeah, your guy.
Oh, he
wants
making
back
a comeback.
He said he's been practicing every single day He's been practicing every single day, and he is ready when until he gets the call. Jim Harbaugh, was it Jim? Yeah,
Yep.
Jim offered him a job with the Chargers
As a coach.
as a coach.
But
He's not going to take it.
He don't want the coach.
He don't want that. He want to play quarterback. Again, I said years ago he should have just joined the XFL, which is now the UFL. But he hasn't seen a live defense in like over 8 years.
It's a wrap.
Been.
It's a wrap. Come on.
It's
He's
over.
just doing that to put his name every year around this time. He can put his name in the stream of things. They'll take some photo ops of him firing the football and he's a meme now.
Left. What's good, man? What's good? Who's left in the team? Yeah, it was good to see you two out there, man.
Absolutely. Appreciate
It was good to see everybody. It's too many out of name, but
Yeah,
Charles,
man.
Tisha, Yolanda, Universe, Chanel, Coriel came out there to see
Ross
us.
Cyrus, I believe the guard's name from California, Ross Cyrus. Him and his
Bunch
queen
of
came
man.
through. Infinite God. There's so many people. Coriel was in the building. Shout out Coriel. Everybody.
Yeah, it was just a lot to name, man.
Building.
It was amazing. Somebody said the UFL is whack. It's a new league. It's a new league, right? You kind of got to give it time to cook.
You don't get that success all in one whop. It's gonna take a little bit of time.
I didn't listen to Elon Musk Donald Trump interview. They could no, I'm okay. They could keep that.
I'm good with that.
I am okay with that. The vice president, they're supposed to debate. That's cool.
The vice presidents.
Yeah, the vice presidents, they're supposed to debate. I'm down.
Okay.
I'm down to hear that.
Okay.
Yo, side note. So, Joe Biden is claiming that we beat inflation, that his economic plan won, but Kamala, she's running for president. She's his current vice president, and she's going, the economy is so bad, we need to.
They doing on, and she got on, and she also was talking about we know how to rectify the immigrant situation, and I'm scratching my head like, aren't you the czar? Didn't you have 3.5 years to do that already?
Oh, good.
Yo, they said some Venezuelan migrants took over a housing project in Denver.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's getting Al Cyrus, yes. Well, I said Ross Cyrus. My bad, God. Al Cyrus. Welcome to the club. If I screw your name up, you family. That's all I do is screw people's names up.
He gets
Al
everybody's
Cyrus
name
was
wrong.
in the building. Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Another 20 billion sent to Israel. Mm-hmm.
Yes, because they're about to go to war with Iran. If that happens, guys.
Bro.
If that happens.
So I'm going to Vegas, and shout out to my God, Christ. He told me I should take a helicopter to the Grand Canyon. He said he went twice. He said first he went on the bus. Don't do that. That's a long ride. But he said the helicopter ride is like a half hour, and to go to the Grand Canyon. So I might go to the Grand Canyon. I might go to Area 51. You know what I'm saying? Get my binoculars and be out there. Yeah. Being on my real tourist. Wifey wants to go to LA and do the whole, Walk of Fame, Walk on the Star, Hollywood thing. That's an all-day event. I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
I ain't going nowhere that's all day. So, I'm going to hit some things up.
Oh, real quick. Shout out to our family, man. We the day we got out to Atlanta, we saw our family and our cousins that live out there. It was amazing. I haven't seen them in years.
Yes.
Years.
But I was supposed to put my cousin's link up, and I forgot. I'm sorry, Jasmine. I'll do it when I get back. I'm going to run a whole campaign to big up the services she provides, because she has a dope new company that does services for men, massages, facials, beard work, called Men Burrs Only, MEN Burrs, and it's a service. She's certified to do it, and so I dropped the ball on that. Sorry about that,
Yeah, you did.
cuz. But I'm gonna let your joint run. When I get back, we're gonna blow it up. All right?
Yeah, so that was dope. Seeing everybody. Odyssey came out there. She wanted to stay out there. She said she's trying to move out there.
Yeah, I believe her, because Odyssey,
Yeah.
she's, she does her own thing.
Yeah, she moves. She said
Yeah.
she moved.
So with that being said,
With that being said, guys,
yeah,
we love you. Thank you. As you just heard, Dad is going on vacation, so the pod will be on a short vacation, but I'll still be popping up with some pop-up,
some
podcast,
podcast.
some podcast stuff. And thank you guys for joining. Hit the like button on the way out. Subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Get that merch.
Get that merch. ShopUrbanX.com. I got my merch on because Chanel
Get
yelled
that
at me.
membership.
Yes. Get the membership as well. And peace.
Peace.